Hello, and welcome back to Android YK. In today's video, we're going to break down the hardware accelerated rendering section found in developer options on your Android device. This section allows you to control how your device's GPU handles rendering tasks, giving you more power over performance. Let's start with Force GPU rendering. When you enable this option, your phone will force the GPU to handle 2D drawing tasks, rather than relying on the CPU. This can make animations and visuals in older apps run more smoothly, but keep in mind, it can also use more battery. It's a trade-off between performance and power consumption. Next up, Show GPU View Updates and Show Hardware Layers Updates are useful for developers. These options flash specific parts of the screen when they're updated by the GPU or hardware layers. If you enable Show GPU View Updates, the areas drawn by the GPU will flash, making it easier to see what the GPU is processing. Similarly, Show Hardware Layers Updates will flash green when hardware layers are updated. These settings help developers optimize app performance by identifying potential bottlenecks. Moving on, Debug GPU Overdraw is all about efficiency. Overdraw occurs when the system draws the same pixel multiple times in a single frame. The more times a pixel is redrawn, the more performance issues can arise. By enabling this option, you'll see color-coded areas on the screen that indicate how much overdraw is happening. Red areas represent higher levels of overdraw, signaling where the system is wasting resources. Another important setting is Debug Non-Rectangular Clip Operations. This feature helps developers identify non-rectangular shapes that are more complex for the GPU to render. These shapes can slow down performance, so this option is mainly useful for debugging apps that use unusual shapes or designs. Next, let's talk about Force for XMSAA. MSAA stands for Multi-Sample Anti-Aliasing, which smooths out the edges of graphics in OpenGL 2.0 apps. When you turn this on, you'll notice smoother visuals, especially in games, but it can be taxing on your battery and overall device performance. It's great for high-quality visuals, but may not be worth it on low-end devices. Now, Disable HW Overlays is another setting worth mentioning. By default, Android uses hardware overlays to optimize the workload between the CPU and GPU. When you disable hardware overlays, your GPU has to do all the screen compositing work, which can eliminate visual glitches or flickering, but this will use more power and can cause faster battery drain. It's useful if you're experiencing visual issues, but should be used sparingly. Simulate Color Space is a feature aimed at developers working on accessibility. It allows you to simulate different types of color blindness to ensure your app is usable for people with visual impairments. It's not something the average user needs, but it's a valuable tool for app testing and design. And finally, we have set GPU Renderer. This option allows you to choose which graphics rendering engine your device uses, usually between OpenGL and Vulkan. By default, it's set to OpenGL, but if your device supports Vulkan, switching to it may offer better performance in certain apps or games that are optimized for Vulkan's advanced graphics capabilities. If you found this video helpful, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to Androidic for more Android tips and tricks. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.